Ottawa trails by 3. Montreal battling back. It's Saturday. Kevin Bieksa and Jennifer Botterill. Kelly Riddy with analysis of the games coming up shortly. But first,
Kevin left some stuff here.
That's right. Get rid of that.
Okay.
Saturday headlines, Elliot. Listen, a scary moment for Steve Kozari. There is good news on that front. And you also have a couple of injury. Mikko Rantanen got dinged last night against Edmonton. And then Thatcher Demo update.
So this was earlier today, a completely fluke play. Hayden Fleury and Steve Kozari colliding. It was really scary the moment. Fleury left the game. Kozari was taken off on a stretcher. Now, the key thing is he does grab the hands of Kyle Flemington, so we kind of knew in the moment that he was okay. The NHL said will make a full recovery. He was supposed to officiate Detroit Buffalo tomorrow. He won't. He'll have some time off, obviously. But again, the prognosis is good. Everything now precautionary. He does a lot for the NHL in the playoffs. He's done 4 Stanley Cup finals. Last night, Edmonton played its best game of the year, beating Colorado 6-2. But one of the biggest developments was Matthias Ekholm had 2 big hits on Mikko Rantanen, the second of which knocked Rantanen out of the game. Now, the Avalanche were off today. They play at home against Dallas tomorrow. Expect that we'll hear an update on Rantanen then. He did travel home with the team, and it doesn't appear as if this is the worst-case scenario, thankfully. We'll hear what the Avalanche have to say, but the preliminary news is it's not as bad as it could have been, thankfully. The other injury we've been watching, and so have the Canucks, is that of Thatcher Demo. They're in L.A. tonight. Demko can come off the LTIR as of now. He was eligible today, but the Canucks know, as Lou Lamoriello says, when you have time, you use it. They have time, they will use it. Wouldn't be surprised, Ron, if we don't see him in a game for around at least another week.
By the way, Philadelphia Flyers losing 4-1 after 40 minutes to Columbus. Islanders are up on a Noah Dobson goal, 1-0 in their game as the races go on. So you had a great piece with Michael Grange on sportsnet.ca, Elliot. It was involving Keth Pelly and ownership in flux with Bell and Rogers and Larry Tannenbaum. So just tell us about Keith's dream job.
Well, first of all, I'll reiterate again that Michael deserves the lion's share of the credit because he did the most of the work on the story. But, you know, basically what's going to happen here is that Bell, Rogers, and Larry Tannenbaum have had this partnership for almost 30 years now, and it's been a big success for them in terms of building an organization and making it valuable, and some success on the court, and Toronto FC and the Maple Leafs still battling for it. And what's going to happen is, not this summer, but next summer, there's the option to open up a window to buy out Larry Tannenbaum once he turns 80. And it's a long process. It's going to take probably about a year to do, but it is expected that they're going to do it. And, you know, Keth Pelly comes in right now, and, you know, Masai Ujiri and Brendan Shanahan, for the last few years, they had a lot of freedom. Masai Ujiri only dealt with Tannenbaum. Brendan Shanahan was always a big believer in letting the CEO know what he was thinking, but if he wanted to speak to the board by himself, he had the power to do it. And, you know, we've both worked for Keth Pelly. We know Keth Pelly. He gives you the chance to be successful. He's not afraid to spend money. He wants to be successful, but he's going to be now the person in between the people who run the Raptors and the Leafs and the board. So I think everyone's very curious here to see what it's all going to mean. Look, I think this. If everybody's successful, I don't know that you're going to see change. But if there's not the success the organization wants, we could see change.
Well, it's interesting because he's the president of a core 4. Let's call TFC, the Argos, and of course the Raptors and Leafs as the core 4. But there's many other elements to MLSE. They've gone up to $8 billion franchise from 1.9. They had public faces like Tim Leiweke, like Richard Petty. He's now the guy. He knows the dream in the dream job is the cup.
Yep.
And now Scotty always said, my owners invested. That was the key thread in 1,200 plus wins and 9 cups. What can you do in a hard cap world if you're Keth Pelly to achieve the dream?
Well, you can still invest and spend on a lot of other things off the ice, and the Maple Leafs do that. Like, they spend on a lot of things off the ice, and I don't think that's going to change. I don't think that's going to change.
But does he have a new wrinkle? Because they've done it, as you say. Scouting, it's an endless list. Has he got an idea?
You know him. He's got ideas. He's been very careful this week in his media appearances. He doesn't want to rock the boat. He doesn't want to do anything crazy while he first arrives. But you know him.
What you also wrote, he's a 5 handicap. Is that true?
Michael wrote that.
Oh. He's the best golfer among us, which is interesting news. Kevin, your challenge is on. Okay. 4, 3. Kevin's a 3. What are you, Elliot?
not a 3.
I'm a 14. Oh, geez. We've got a long way to go. Okay, a short break, and you'll hear from Kevin and Jen and Kelly on Hockey Night in Canada. Thanks.
Men's clothing provided by Jack Victor.
Kovacevic once again. Have we mentioned he's the best defenseman to come out of Grimsby?
You didn't spend all your time golfing. You could have been Kovacevic.
I'm really enjoying the call tonight from Chris and Craig, but we all know Cassie Campbell's the best broadcaster to come out of Brampton. Chris is a close second. Close second.
Jennifer, Austin Matthews.
Austin Matthews, well, his amazing season continues. And if you think about how well he plays on the puck, as a player, it's not just getting near the puck, but making incredible things happen. He knows where to place the puck to generate these incredible chances. This wasn't the first, just rolls off the end of his blade, but his work along the boards. We constantly see this from him at a little stick check to make sure he has the strength for a turnover or to maintain the possession. This time, once he gets the puck, he's so quick with those decisions, not trying to beat guys, just reaching with his stick. This one, a nice fortunate bounce, but getting it towards the net. Just amazing. I mean, this is the type of play we know that can go into the playoffs. Kevin, some other playoff-ready moments that you've seen tonight?
Well, there's goals that work in the regular season, and there's goals that don't necessarily work in the playoffs. And tonight, the Leafs are scoring what I call translatable goals to the playoffs. And these are goals that will work. The low to highs, the net front traffics, these are goals that are going to happen in the playoffs. Guys in front of the net, shots with tips, screens, rebounds. This is the way you're going to play. This is what's going to be up. Having two guys at the net, Nyes and Holmberg, spinning off your check, finding a rebound. When things tighten up and they get more physical and defensively aware, these are the goals that are going to go in.
And for Montreal, we talk a lot about the young players, right? Suzuki, Caulfield, these other guys. But how about the great trade they made for Mike Matheson? And this guy, he's in his second year now. 2 assists again tonight. He has 55 points on the season. He's now in 10th on defenseman scoring in the National Hockey League. This guy does it all. And by the way, not just his points. Like, he's mean. He can be physical. He can do all sorts of different things. I like his edge. This has been a great trade for Montreal.
So there's your storyline through 2 periods of play in the home of the Canadiens and the capital of Canadians. And we're on the air a little bit later on from Calgary and California as well. It's a Hockey Night in Canada presented by Rogers. 3rd period ahead.
Our one and only hand-tossed PC Black Label frozen pizza, only $7.99.
I find it hard to believe you don't know.
I've got to go, okay? Bye.
Beauty you are. But if you don't,
Thanks,
just put
Mom.
down your head. 'Cause I see you.